Okay, I think I'm streaming. Don't mind that noise. I was eating Pop Rocks and they're just going away now. Sorry. Want to make sure I'm live. Why does that? Why am I not live? Okay, now I am. There, I see me now. Can you hear me? You guys can hear me, right? I can't see the chat yet. Oh, wait, no. Now I can. Yep, I can hear me. Okay, yay. Sorry, I'm just, the way things go with my equipment, nothing ever seems to work like I intend on it. So I just like to make sure the shit's working before I start putting all this time and effort into it and sit here and just talk to myself, you know? So yeah, that's where I'm at. And I just have to set one more thing up. I'll wait and do that in a minute. There's my chat. Hi, chat. Oh, I see you all. My OBS runs so slow. I just updated it too. I don't know why it's running so slow still. All right. Hey, Mr. Black Wolf. Hey, Koi. Hi, Purple Dragon Shill. Hi, Dr. A. Why did my mouse go away? Did my fucking mouse died? Where is it? Which one is it? It's iPhone. There we go. I'm not surprised the thing was getting close to dying. There we go. All right. And hi, Dr. A. Hey, Lamb Chop. Hi, Ryan. Hi, all. Hi, Haiti Joyless. Hey, Vivian. Hey, Sean. Hi, KB. Hi, I hope everyone's doing well tonight. I'm doing well. I've had today off, but I still had to go into work to make some drinks for the new menu that's coming out. I like it when I get drinks on the menu. But yeah, so I had to go in and do that. Calm down. Don't be so loud. All right. Let's give it natural flow now. All right, so let me head on over here to what it is I'm going to be talking about tonight, I guess. We'll start with that. So, oh, that's right. I didn't pull up that one thing. Okay. Was it yesterday? Yes. Okay, so I was reading one of Katie's posts, and, well, it got me thinking. Let me get over there. Where's the first one? Okay, so let me pull up the post in which that I'm talking about. And okay, so this was she put it up a few days ago. It's where she had a picture of some post or something that Gypsy or comment of Gypsy's, and so and I'm reading her words though on it. And she says, "I refuse to be silenced on my own platform about the despicable and disgusting behavior of Gypsy Rose Blanchard since her release. This isn't a vendetta. This is about the truth." And then she goes on and on. Okay, and it was down here though, halfway through, this one sentence that kind of tripped me up. She says, "She has no remorse for her crime. She constantly minimizes her role." Now, as far as Gypsy Rose Blanchard goes, I don't know. That may be true. I don't care. But it's yet another example of Katie, in my opinion, describing Gypsy or some behavior of gypsies, and in actuality, be describing herself like to a fucking T, like almost like she studied herself or something. You know what I mean? So, and I'm thinking, I read that, and my mind starts wandering a little bit, and I'm like, what has Katie ever taken like any kind of ownership for anything for? Like, we've seen her just recently take ownership for believing or mistakenly believing the Blanchards or whatever. I think that's a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. I don't think that she ever believed anyone. I think she knew exactly what was going on, and she was right there for it until she didn't get her way. Then she wasn't there for it anymore. That's my opinion. But so sure, lately though, she had to give the impression of taking some sort of ownership, because otherwise she can't sell the new narrative without first disproving the old one. But other than that, and even that, she's doing it very lightly, I think. But other than that, when has she ever taken any kind of accountability? Like, I mean, say what you want about Gypsy. She went to prison for 9 years. She may not be coming out and saying all the right things or the things that everyone wants to hear. Sure, I can see that. But she went to prison for 9 years. Okay? Katie Joy hasn't done fucking... I mean, okay, for granted, Katie Joy hasn't done anything quite as bad as unaliving a parent either, but, you know, all the more reason why you think someone like Katie would be more open to taking accountability, since the crime isn't anywhere near as bad. But I digress. So, but as I was thinking about this, there's one particular moment in time that came to mind. And that's what I want to go over tonight, because, boy, you know, the difference of excuses, stories, reasons, whatever, how things change over time, and so blatantly so, and over such a situation that should never be exploited or used for one's benefit. But it seems like, in my opinion, it might have been. So, first video here, I'm going to play. This is from channel Krysa Exposed. Now this video was uploaded on a few years old, October 20th, 2020. So we're going to hear, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this video, you're going to hear some upsetting things here, I think. You're going to hear Katie's husband yell about their son, okay? And I want to reiterate this. I want to just start off saying this right fucking now. Please do not call any kind of agency, any kind of authoritative agency, any kind of child, services, no place, no law, no nothing. Do not call, because this video, for one, is 4 years old, okay? You're a little late, even if that was the case here, but it's not, okay? It's one thing to just not really be attentive to a kid, to someone's liking. It's another thing to be actually flat out abusive, in which the latter, they are not being abusive, in my opinion. My opinion, I do not believe that they've ever abused their son, in my opinion, okay? I want to just put that out there, so please do not call. In fact, I mean, don't call CPS and anyone unless, like, that child needs help, intervention that moment, or otherwise something horrible might happen. And short of that, just please, I beg you, stop and think. Okay? Don't call. Anyway, so let's move on. I don't think I have my MIDI on. 1 second. Oh, I do have it on. Okay.
She got on YouTube.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip over some of Krysa's commentary. Not that I don't appreciate and enjoy her commentary, and I will put the link to this in the description. I check out her channel because she's got quite a few good videos up, and she's entertaining too. But I just want to, for the interest of time, besides, you want to hear it, go check it out. Anyway. But this is from an Instagram Live that Katie had done like shortly before this was uploaded. This was from October 2020, her Instagram Live.
I never, ever said it was okay. I never, ever said.
Now you guys are going to see me skip through the video because I'm literally just trying to get to the very end part. And you'll see why here in just a second.
Okay.
would never have released anything without permission. I would never, I wouldn't. Yeah, I never push Amy.
Okay, what, I'm live streaming right now. What? Yes. Okay. Yes, I said yes, the cat is in here. So you're going to hear her, it's not even about what the stream's about, but a second though, you're going to see that Todd has come down. And it's from that moment on that is the time frame in question here.
Like, do you think I don't want to ask Amy those kind of questions? Do you ever think that I just don't want to be like,
if you guys are going to notice, like, her body language, and she keeps looking over her shoulder here in a minute. And then at the end, you're going to see why.
hey, Amy, tell me, how terrible is Jim Bob? I can't do that. I can't. Because I respect her boundaries. Right?
Wow. So you can tell she's paranoid about something. Something's bothering her. Something is happening in the background.
Is he not asleep?
Did you hear her? She said, is he not asleep? Is he not asleep?
Is he asleep?
Is he asleep?
Good morning.
I have spent 10 hours in that room.
Did you hear what he just said?
So what he said was, I have spent 10 hours in that room, okay? And it's important, the actual wording and everything that he uses because of the excuses that she comes up with coming up. But that's exactly what he said. I have spent 10 hours in that room, okay? And you see her, she's getting all nervous and worried and shit. She starts freaking out kind of, whatever. But let's keep listening.
He spent 10 hours in that room. So are they keeping him locked up in the room or what? Like,
Yeah, I should also point out that this live stream was done by Katie, was streamed by Katie in the evening, like late evening, early night. So I want to say like maybe around 9 o'clock or so, give or take. So 10 hours from, well, for argument's sake, let's just say it was 10 p.m. So 10 hours from then would be from noon until 10 p.m. We'll just go with that time frame just for argument's sake.
what's wrong? What's going on here? Why is she so paranoid about saying he spent 10 hours in that room? Is it because they're keeping him, like, locked in the room? Is that why you never see or hear Vaughn anymore?
See, that's the thing. The discussion was about whether or not Vaughn had fallen asleep yet, and the fact that he hadn't. And Todd's response to that was, I've spent 10 hours in that room meeting with the kid. I want to point this, I want to just come right out and say this right now. We don't know the context of what went down in that house that day. So for all we know, Vaughn could have been being punished or something. He could have done something, okay? And they were like, nope, you're going to spend the day in your room or some shit, okay? You can have your feelings about that or whatever, but but when you look at it from that point of view, it's a lot different than your initial point of view. I'm not saying either one is the case. I'm saying I don't know. That's all I'm saying. But her reaction, though, to this information being shared, it doesn't look good. I'm just going to say that.
I mean, you could tell she's absolutely paranoid as hell that everyone just saw that on live, and there's nothing she can do about it. So now she's just like mouthing.
I want to point out here something real quick too, because like the amount of time that it took for him to leave from behind her in frame to where you hear him again, it's about like 20 seconds or so. So I mean, it wasn't like he just went right around the corner. He did take some steps throughout the house, and I think this might become a little bit important later on. But well, actually, no, not a little bit, a lot important later on. I just want to point that out.
Something to him, like going off on him, and probably at this point, what did you just do that for? Oh my god, all these people just heard what you said. We had him locked in the room for 10 hours. Why is this child being locked in a room for 10 hours? Like, not locked in, whatever, maybe, but why is he being stuck in his room for 10 hours? That's not healthy.
in a busy day.
And she's whispering now. Is Todd like going off? Is he aggressive? Like, is there DV going on here? Not assuming anything. I'm just trying to figure out why she's so nervous and telling.
I didn't really catch that the first time. I want to point out, I don't think that's the case either. So I'm just putting that out there. I think that maybe she was whispering because she knew he was pissed off. And if he maybe heard her still going on, carrying on with the live, he might have made his feelings known. That's why I think she was whispering.
These, talking in like whisper form because Todd's right there. You hear him saying like cussing shit.
So another video is gonna play another clip of this, and it sounds like he's saying, "Why are you still awake? Go to sleep," I think is the next thing he says.
Background, why something.
In the background, you obviously hear her kid upset. Anyways, I don't know if it's crying or yelling, but upset.
You have to excuse my text above there. Sorry. And he's in there yelling. You can hear Vaughn crying. The body language. What in the hell is going on here?
Sorry, you guys. It's been a rough day for everyone. Everyone's tired.
All right, your kid.
So
I'm sorry.
She's freaking out at this point.
Now, what I'm highlighting here is her reaction to this. It's nothing. I don't care about anything else that happened here. Really, I don't. I've had 3 kids. Okay, my 2 youngest ones were like Irish twins. Okay, so I had 2 young kids, very young, together at the same time. Young. Okay, 2 even in diapers for a little spell at the same time. Okay, so I completely understand. Any parent, father, mother, getting to the point where you yell, getting to the point where you would look like really a piece of shit if anyone actually saw into your home and saw something you did for like 10 seconds or, just your reaction for 10 seconds. It happens to every parent. I don't care who you are. It happens. No parent is right on the mark every fucking time. If you are, then you're not human. Okay. So I'm not even trying to bring any shit to that. I'm not. Okay. The kid maybe was acting up. Maybe he was just causing problems. Maybe he wasn't following rules. Maybe he was doing something that possibly put himself at risk or whatever. And they were like, go to your room. Okay. I don't care because I don't think that they do anything that's abusive to the kid. I question other things, but nothing of any kind of legal or any kind of situation that warrants any kind of overseeing or whatever. So I want to just put that out there. My whole point in what I'm covering is her reaction and the things that she says going forward.
Everyone's hearing all this. I don't know if this video is still up, but I'm sure it's going to go down or private soon.
He's not falling asleep. Everything will be fine.
Keep telling yourself that, girl.
He has insomnia, yes.
But this was done, what's the insomnia got to do with it? Like, what's the insomnia got to, I don't understand. It's that it was daytime. It should be like bedtime maybe an hour or so ago. So how is it 10 hours? This doesn't make sense.
When he gets really emotional, he has a hard time falling asleep. And
notice how though she's still live. She's still live streaming after that. After seeing her husband, her partner, in parenting, visibly upset at his wit's end, for having to be the parent for the past 10 hours. She's still live streaming.
Is very emotional. So I have to go because I need to take.
But being stuck in a room for that long, I guarantee a child does get emotional.
Over for my husband. He is at his wit's end, and I want to thank you guys for being here. And
She's freaked out.
So
You
anyway,
can see it in her
that's the end of
face,
the
like
video for the most
Todd's snapping.
Now-
bye.
So there's that. Now I'm going to move on to her explanation of things after the fact. Okay. So I read those. I'm doing. All right. So here's a video. Is this it? Yes. No. No, it's the other one. Shit, no, I don't remember. Yeah, no, okay, it's this one. Right here, okay.
Right?
Here's a video. I'm going to put the link to this in the description too. This is up on the subreddit, okay? We're going to hear the beginning of that, just the beginning part of it again. So, but then it's going to cut away into another stream, okay? I'm trying to think. I don't know if this one I want to play though. I think it is. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. That's not the one I want to play. Okay. I want this one. Okay. Why can't that save up there now? Come on. There we go. Okay.
I did on my, was it on this channel or I don't know what channel it was on. When my son was,
So this is a live stream she did. I'm not sure what the date was of the stream. So the live stream, the date of the live stream that we were just playing, I believe was the 25th. Oh wait, it's right here. Okay. Okay, go away. Oh, okay. The one we just watched was from the 27th, October 27th, 2020. Okay. And then it was uploaded at a later date. It was uploaded on the 28th. Now we're watching a stream that was done sometime after the 28th, not long after the 28th though.
was doing a live stream and was sitting downstairs and my husband was putting my son to bed. And it was a really rough day that day.
Okay, I don't think it was that one.
Is he not asleep? Is he asleep? I'm not.
I have spent 10 hours in that room.
This recording, you're gonna hear. It skips right through everything, but you're gonna hear what is.
It's been a busy day.
This stream now was done sometime after that. I think it was done like a week after. It was within a week of that night.
Wasn't full. I apologize. Who said that?
Remember that night you were like walking down the stairs and you were frustrated and you were like,
Oh, because I said I was up there.
yeah.
Oh, God. That day sucked.
That was a tough day. I know. I know. So my husband stayed up in our bedroom that day because I was having a really bad day, and our dog was being really, really, really whiny. And so she was being like very high needs. She's like a rescue doggy, and she gets really clingy when things are stressful. And I was feeling like she might have been feeling like my stress. And so it was like last week. So he stayed in our bedroom with her because we can't.
And the reason why I want to point out the dates, because this was within days of the live stream myself and Little Red did on her channel, where we went over the R report. And because I remember when she did this stream, when she was formulating this whole story, I'm like, she's gonna try and blame us for what happened that night, but she tiptoed around it. But that's as far as she went, though.
Can't have her out when our nurses are here because she barks and barks and barks. So she either has to be in my office with me outside or up in our bedroom with someone. And she has to be with someone because obviously she gets like separation anxiety. So he had spent the day with her so that I could just work and focus and not have to listen to her.
Okay. For argument's sake, let's say that that's completely true. Why did he have to do it locked or shut away in a room, though, for 10 hours? Why couldn't he and the dog had to run at the house and Katie work in her office doing her computer stuff that's usually reserved to one room anyway? Why did she have to have run of the house and he and the dog sit? And what did that mean by, is he not asleep yet? Because the dog's clearly a she, right? Did they misgender their dog? I don't know. I hope not.
Being really stressed, and she was fine with him, but he came downstairs and he was like, I was up there for 10 hours. So then everyone's like, you're locking your kid in a bedroom for 10 hours. And I'm like, no. My son had school that day, which is our kitchen table. And he had, I don't even know, he probably had his like either OT or DAPE or something. So he stayed with my dog, and then that night was his night.
This was just a week later. She's recalling this day a week later. She can't recall the events though of that day. Like, I don't know, he had something going on that day. One or the other. Like, it shouldn't be that far in your memory that you can't recall it. You can't pull it back up.
Night to put our kid to bed. So we trade off every night. I just got back downstairs from putting my son to bed. So I put my son to bed we trade off every night because it's always such an ordeal. Yeah. So people are still leaving comments like, you left your child in a bedroom for 10 hours. And I'm like, dude, that's not even possible. He would never do that. And he would have missed school.
Yeah, we would never do that because then he would have missed school. Like, I mean, it's technically true, sure, but like that's the first thing that pops in your mind when you explain how you wouldn't do this to your kids because, well, we wouldn't want to mess up with his attendance at school, like what? But so you notice here though the storyline now, the explanation is he was up there with the dog. He was up there with a very anxious and scared dog, and he was taking care of the emotional dog. That's what it was.
My husband's a hologram robot.
I got nothing. I don't know.
My son is 8, but he's in first grade. He was held back a year. I don't even know how. Our son doesn't, and it was a tough night. Like our son was having a hard time falling asleep, and yeah, it was just one of those days where like everyone was stressed out, and he happened to walk down the stairs and he was just like, I've been in that room for 10 hours. So everyone was like, oh my gosh, they've been in that room for 10 hours. And I'm like, dude, that's not even really a scandal. That's not even like remotely a scandal. That's literally just our lives. Straight lives. That's what we're doing.
I gotta say,
Yeah.
back when my kids were young, like when they were young, there's no way in hell I would have live streamed from my house. No fucking way in hell. Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Everyone has those days that are very, very stressful, right? Where you're just like, oh, I don't even know.
First of all, my house would look like a disaster in the background. It was never clean. Never. Oh my God. It's crazy. Anyway, now we're going to watch the other clip that I started to play that I realized, no, wait, that's not the one I want to play. So that was the news story. Now here's the story that comes right after that.
Day, my husband had spent most of the day with our dog, Frida, back here, who ends up getting she's a rescue. She gets very emotional and she whines a lot, and she was having a really whiny day that day. And so he spent most of the day in the bedroom with her. And then when he brought my son up to bed around 7:30 or so to do his bath and shower and everything, my son was having a hard time falling asleep. My husband was he was just exhausted emotionally, physically. My son.
And to which this story I is completely believable. In fact, I'm sure that it's been true at times, okay? But why is it then that he said, I've been in that room for 10 hours? Not, I've been up there for 10 hours. I've been stuck upstairs for 10 hours. I've been in that room for 10 hours. Because what she's describing there right now is he was in a room with the dog. Then he gave the kid a bath and everything. And then he put the kid to bed. So that's at least 3 different rooms, 4 if you include the hallway too, okay? So that's not being stuck in a room for 10 hours. But they would be being stuck up there or upstairs for 10 hours.
Son starts like melting down about something related to his sleep being thrown off. And it just created this big screaming fit where my son was screaming, yelling, crying. And then somebody decided that they, in the middle of this, were going to somehow amplify the sound of that. And then in the amplification of the sound, they've somehow decided that my husband said that he was going to punch my son. And that isn't true. And that wasn't true at all. And so they were spreading this really.
To which I want to say, I did not hear that. You do hear that he said something else when it's amplified, but you can't make out what it is. I think a lot of people jump the gun or whatever on the whole like hitting or whatever, because you hear something, but it sounds like he kicked her through something. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, a shoe or something down the hall, or whatever. It didn't sound like anything else in my opinion.
Malicious rumor that, one, we locked my son in the house or his bedroom for 10 hours, which wasn't true, because my husband happened to walk down the stairs when I was on the live stream, and he was just like, oh, I've been up there for 10 hours. Like he was just like very over it,
Even her, when she's trying to rewrite it, even she says, I've been up there for 10 hours, but that's not what he said. But that makes more sense to her with the news story she's telling. The news story she's telling with him being upstairs doing all these different things in these different rooms is that he would have said, I've been up there for 10 hours, but that's not what he said.
Because he had been in the room with the dog and then he had to go back up there and be with the kid. Anyways, by the time this all happened, I was still on my live stream. I got off not long after all this happened and got everything situated. But my son was not having a good moment. My son, obviously having autism, has meltdowns, which can be very difficult to manage. But we also typically...
Now, the narration, the story is no longer about the rescue dog having separation anxiety and being stressed out because she's feeding off of Katie's stress. Now, this narration is an autism meltdown, basically. That's what she's excusing this or explaining this away as an autism meltdown.
Really learned that it works best if only one of us manages it, because if there's 2 of us in it, it can make him get more escalated. So we try to just let whatever parent was there when it happened be the one to diffuse it. But it just happened to be a bad night in general. And so people took that clip and they amplified it and they turned up the volume, which would have been really hard to hear because I was all the way down in my downstairs. He was in my bedroom, which is way back over there in the back of the house. And I was downstairs on the other side of the house. So they wouldn't have been able to hear it very audibly. And
See, that excuse. Now, when I heard that, I went back and I counted how many seconds it took him to walk from leaving the background of her frame there to you then hear him speak again. And it's a good 22 seconds. Okay, so I can see that being from one end of the house to the other and up a flight or whatever. And you hear him going up the stairs. So I believe that. But that only makes it look worse for her, in my opinion, because yeah, people amplified the sound, but you can hear it clear as day once it's amplified that's what he said. I didn't hear the whole punching thing. I didn't hear any of that, but I definitely heard his voice, the words he said. So.
And they somehow created this narrative that my husband punched my son, and then someone called CPS on us. So, and then we were accused of locking him in a house and abusing him. And it was just really messy. And we've been dealing with this for a few weeks now, and it's been really emotional and it's been really painful because it wasn't true. So obviously, I've just been kind of really emotional the last few days, just overwhelmed and tired. It's emotionally draining to have people come to your house.
I don't know why they cut out. It comes back again in a few seconds, so but it's almost over anyways.
Completely and utterly overwhelming. So that's kind of what's been going on with me today. I just needed kind of a break from all of it. I don't know if I can't see my chat. Something's going on here.
It's that. No. Go here real quick. Shut that down.
I did.
Oh, I did. Okay. So again, I'm not trying to pull up anything. Okay, I think it's completely possible that, and maybe the kid was sick. Okay, maybe he was being punished. Maybe there was something going on. I don't know. I don't know why that was the case, but I do believe that the case is that he was sent to his room for the day for whatever reason. Okay, and I'm not even saying that there's anything wrong with it. I don't know. There's an argument to be had, I think. But it's her reaction to it when it gets out. First, you see it in her face, she's freaked. She's freaked the fuck out that this is being, portrayed or displayed or whatever, for everyone to see. And I don't blame her really for that. I mean, I would feel like that if it was something not damning or whatever, But then again, it's also one of the risks you take when you live stream. So okay, there's that. And then her first initial that night at that moment, she goes into, it's been a busy day, it's been a hectic day, it's been a bad day or whatever. To then the next time she discusses this in a stream, it was because of the rescue dog having emotional problems and separation anxiety, and you couldn't leave the dog alone. To then the narration changes to it was an autism meltdown, which, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about autism. I don't know anyone with autism. I mean, I know, but I don't know anyone well with autism, I'll say that. So I don't really know what would be a meltdown, but I don't really feel great even calling it meltdowns, to be honest. Because every kid's different. Every kid's going to react to things differently. You start calling one a meltdown and the other one just a normal reaction or whatever. That's fucked up. I feel like labeling that a meltdown is no different than labeling a woman hysterical because she got upset. Okay, that's how it feels to me. It feels that wrong. So I don't like to do that. So I'm not calling it that. I'm going to just put that out there. But she was calling it that, and then over the years, it kind of stayed with that, and she forgot all about the whole dog thing. And then everyone heard you say, is he not asleep yet? Is she not asleep yet? He. So yeah, there's that. So why this whole change in story? What would it say you were hiding? And whatever, she doesn't have to reveal what it is she's hiding. I don't really give a shit one way or the other. But she's got to realize that it's obvious she's hiding something. Whatever, she can though. But to then just sit there and bullshit everyone and continue to bullshit everyone and double and triple down on everything. And then sit there and wonder, I don't know why people keep talking about this. Well, because you keep Streisanding the fuck out of it, basically. That's why. I mean, cop to it. Cop to whatever. Say, listen, I don't have to share it with you guys, and I'm not going to. It was a private moment with my family, you know. It was a moment we had to work through, and we got through it, and that's all anyone needs to know. So shut the fuck up. That's all you gotta say. Like, seriously. People will still talk. Yeah, they will. But really, for the most part, people are gonna just get the hint and move the fuck on. Okay? But it's when you keep trying to manipulate people and keep trying to convince people and keep trying to lie to people. That's when people are just like, nah, that's not gonna happen. I'm just throwing it out there. So yeah, it's the whole not copying shit. But also too, let me go back over here for a second. So in addition to that, there's a couple of posts or screenshots that were saved, and here's one of them from the subreddit. So it says, hello. I kind of think peeps are freaked out because your husband spent 10 hours in a room trying to get your kid to sleep. That's alarming. He said that. Nah, he was not in a room with my son. He spent the day with our dog who was stressed out yesterday. He was comforting her while I worked. Nice try. There you go with half the story again. And they're like, so your husband spent 10 hours in a room with your dog? Is that what you're saying? And then there's oh, I'm glad. Okay. So why did you keep the video up? Your husband was clearly struggling, like we all do sometimes. Instead of going to your son, you kept on filming. Cover the camera with your hand instead of turning it off, and lied, saying this was all about your dog. And she says, my husband was in the room because of my dog. Then he put my son to bed. That isn't a lie. And here she says, having a child with autism means that you deal with meltdowns frequently. While most parents have skills to manage the meltdowns, sometimes we get frustrated and yell. Please stop circulating a clip of my son melting down and claiming we are abusing him. We never abuse our son. And she's got a point there. She does. But that's not my whole point in it. I don't care about that. It's my whole point is the whole change of the story and just her trying to continue beating everyone over the head with the new whatever narrative she's going with that day. And fuck you, you're an asshole if you don't just, stop questioning things. She doesn't have to answer. That's the thing. She doesn't. She can tell people it's none of your fucking business. She can. She has every right to do that. And, you don't like it, tough shit. It's her life. She can do that. But you just kind of come off as kind of an asshole if you just expect everyone to kind of get in line and react and act the way you want because of the new story you put out, and then you want to berate them because they're human and they ask questions. That's the problem in my opinion. All right, let me go back over here. All right, and there's one other thing. All right, well, I'm going to go over to chat here for a minute, and then I'll switch back over to that. Oh, I don't even have the stream up. Huh. Okay, now I get stream up. Now I can see it. So I'm going to go through chat here, see if there's any questions or anything. Again, if anyone has a question or they want to just bring something to my attention or whatever, just tag me because I don't have my glasses on and I don't like to wear them when I'm on stream. So I just look for the big block. So what we got here? Hi, Evie. Hey, Gracella, I think. Okay, hi, Green Thumbnail. So, hi, I don't know, a bunch of boxes with a pink something. Hi, Sally B. Why am I talking? Bring something to my attention. Whatever. Just tag me. God, I'm so annoying. Hi, Marcy. Hi, Jay. Hi, Short Order Cook. Hey, Patty. Hey, allegedly with Britley J. Oh my God, hi. Oh, I responded to you in the comments here on YouTube. I am on Facebook. You can find me. It's, or here, I'll just grab a link to it. It's not like a channel page or whatever. It's just my personal page. I don't really have any kind of channel shit on Facebook though. So maybe I should. But here's the link to my Facebook. Oh yes, and also I want to kind of address something that Mr. Blackwolf put up on Twitter earlier. I didn't know that we could even reveal anything about it, so I kept my mouth shut. But evidently, we can at least say this much. So, looking around some websites, we kind of stumble across something, and it does appear as though Katie's been served with another legal proceeding. It does not look like a defamation case, though. So, I'm thinking it's a TRO and shit. So, I couldn't pull up the insides of it, though. So, but yeah. So it looks like she's going to be facing some sort of new legal situation with an additional, I don't know, contender. So I can't wait to see what more of that's about. Right. Hi, Crime Rewind. Hi, Susie. Hi, Billy. Right, so I'm not seeing my name, so I'm guessing that no one needed my attention for anything. Yay. If I'm wrong, then just tag me. But yeah, so like the whole thing with her kid being in a room for 10 hours. You can see I have a child like hers. G-tube, autism, etc. It's full-time. 2-person plus support at school job 24/7 as they don't sleep. And I don't doubt that. I don't at all. This is why I don't want to assume the worst, okay? Because especially when I have not seen any behavior, any kind of actions or whatever that would really give any support to the worst being the case. I mean, yeah, we all have seen things that I know because we talked about it and we've all been like, yeah, that's fucked. I would never would have done that, and that's fine. You walk into any fucking house and anywhere, and you're gonna see something and where you're gonna be like, I wouldn't have fucking done that, and they would be the same way in your house, So that's subjective, I think, but there's nothing there to warrant any kind of legal intervention, any kind of agency intervention or whatever, in my opinion. So I don't know why, but it's obvious that at least the understanding that Todd had of the day at that moment is that he was locked, or not locked, but he was stuck in a room with his kid for 10 hours, okay, for whatever reason, okay? I'm not judging them being there. Well, I don't think that that's an effective way if you're trying to teach anyone a lesson, but I don't think it's anything abusive anyways. Maybe, I don't. Nothing worth CPS involvement anyways. But why not just kind of not cop to it, but like just be like, listen, it's none of your fucking business. It's our home, okay? We will handle things in our home amongst us. You don't get to know about it. You don't get to, be a part of this discussion or this child rearing of ours. You don't have a place here. Just say that to your public and just cut it off, Why sit there and just make up story after story after story and then sit there and be mad at people because they didn't buy your fucking bullshit? That's crazy to me. That is what's crazy to me. Yeah, I mean, just to see her sitting there not helping her husband, that is gross. Like, I understand that maybe just it's stressful for both parents. Like, it's stressful even for the parent who's not right in the middle of the situation because they still have to hear it, And I get, just wanting to just, wait until I absolutely have to get involved, and I will. I can get that, but you've seen that moment, in my opinion, that moment of when I'll wait and get involved when I absolutely have to. That moment came and went by then, like you saw it. You saw that moment. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's a live stream. And what was she even talking about? Something to do with Jill? Like, really? I mean, it wasn't even like dismantling a cult or whatever that she, likes to envision herself of doing. But yeah. So. You're going to hell. Huh? I gotta get better glass. Have to get like this blue light glass. I have blue light glasses, but it's my old prescription, so it's really just like not even wearing glasses, so why bother? So I have to get a pair for my new prescription. Did the dog sleep in crates? See, that pisses me off. I mean, if you're leaving the house or something, yeah, okay, maybe, but like if you're home, I don't know. And I get it, like the kid doesn't like the dogs or whatever. They don't all get along, but I mean that just keep the dogs in your room with you with the door closed. I don't know. That's what I would do. But anyways, moving on from that, I'm gonna head on over to Kat. What do you want? What do you want? Huh? What do you want? Come on. Oh my God. What do you want? I'm gonna say hi. Okay. So over on her Instagram, I wanted to read a few things here. Is it just that one? Yeah. So going back to that post that I was reading. Okay. So she says, I refuse to be silenced on my own platform since her release. This isn't about, it's about truth. I am a mother of an autistic child. Gypsy degraded people with autism and her co-defendant several times online and in comments. Privately, Gypsy flat out used the R word when discussing people with disabilities to me. Then why did you not say something then? Why did you just like gloss right over it? Here's the thing. I'm guessing it's because it wasn't really an issue for her. It wasn't a concern. But now that she needs to try to, convince people that Gypsy's the bad one, well, now she's going to use it. Why? What do you keep staring at me for? Huh? She's such a weird cat sometimes. She is no advocate. I used my platform to help her story and help spread her narrative. Well, at least she admits that. Okay, she admits it. So for anyone who is not that familiar with Katie Joy or was just looking into her or is just stumbling across this video and never even heard of her before, you should know that anything you come across of hers, any content of hers, any reporting of hers, could very well and probably is her using her platform to help somebody else's story, to help spread somebody else's narrative, just because that's what she did. That's what she does. I am taking back my platform, owning my massive mistake. Where was her mistake, though? Where is she saying her mistake was? And giving her platform over for someone to spread their narrative? Or in allowing herself to allegedly be lied to? I mean, I don't think it's either. Well, I mean, maybe the former rather than the latter, but I think it's more like she was perfectly fine with a narrative being spread on her platform. In fact, that's what she uses it for. But she can't admit that, She wasn't lied to. I don't think that there was ever any lies. I think she knew the exact truth all along. She wanted this other, I think she wanted this good girl narrative more than Gypsy or Christy wanted it. I think Katie wanted it more than anyone. And you can't force that on them, and this is her problem, I think. In my opinion, whatever. You know the drill. And in comments. Okay, disabilities with me. She's don't use my platform. owning my massive mistake and sharing why people should not praise and elevate this woman. I get that. I'm not going to argue with that. Don't praise and elevate her then. Okay. She has no remorse for her crime. She constantly minimizes her role. I'm thinking that she doesn't really care to discuss it with Katie, and why should Katie think that she's entitled to that discussion, really? I'm sorry, but that's how I feel about it. Gypsy is a pathological liar. She lied to me so many times that I lost count. So you were counting the lies. You were counting. You were keeping track, but then you lost count. So you knew that they were lies at the time, because that's how that sounds to me. But you just let it keep continuing. And then you reiterated the lies to your viewers. And here's my problem with all of this. This is my problem. Because Katie says several times how she gave Gypsy the benefit of the doubt. Well, that wasn't hers to give. For herself, personally, sure, she could give that all she wanted to. But for her viewers, for everyone who she was speaking to in all of her videos and now her streams, the benefit of the doubt is not hers to give. It's the viewers. So what she's supposed to do is just present the information, all the information she knows. And then each and every viewer is left with the choice whether or not to offer that benefit of the doubt. Some will, some won't. Oh well, okay? But Katie taking that upon herself is propaganda. It's manipulative. It's deceitful. Which, sure, technically, I mean, sure, she can do that. I mean, she's not breaking any laws or anything like that. I'm not suggesting that she is. I just think, though, if she's going to do that, I think it's just important that maybe people just point it out. That's all. So those who are watching her can be made aware, and then they are left with the decision themselves on what to think moving forward. I don't want to take that decision from them, and neither should Katie. Her family struggles with her pathological lying, drama, temper, and impulsive behavior. She is still a danger to society. How so? Okay. Now, the way Katie's saying this, she's not saying this like she's going to lie to people or she's going to hurt people. She's not saying it like that. She's saying it like she needs to be back in jail. This is what Katie's trying to sell. I'm kind of curious, like what dangerous crimes is she at risk of committing that she should be put back in jail? Because I don't see that. I don't. Sure, you can sit here and say, well, she's a liar. She's this or that. Okay. But unless and until she's breaking laws, really all you can do is just give your opinion on it and call it out, give your opinion. But, I mean, to actively try to have someone thrown back in jail, that's fucking crazy. At least over that. I was used for 5 years by this family. I was fed a lie about her. They used my heart as a mother of a child with a disability and said Gypsy would be an advocate upon her release. They promised that she had changed. They didn't owe you a promise. You weren't owed a promise. Even if they made a promise, it's not yours. You're not entitled to that. She hasn't changed. She has caused so much damage in her family since her release. Okay, that's her family's problem, right? Christy Blanchard has chosen Gypsy over her 2 biological children. It's narration like this. Like, how so? How did this mother choose Gypsy over these other 2 kids? And what do you mean biological? Like, how old are these other kids? Like, are they adults? Because that's a whole nother story then. Or is she putting the needs of Gypsy ahead of like a 5 and a 10-year-old? You know what I mean? It matters. Dylan and Mia are privately horrified by Gypsy and want nothing to do with her. How are they privately? How do you know this if it's private? Christy and Gypsy fight all the time. They are hiding money in trusts. Well, I mean, people have trusts. I'm not sure that that's illegal. I don't understand that. They are not who they portray themselves to be. Nobody is. It's the fucking internet. Nobody is. Okay. Sure, there may be traces of each one of ours own characteristics or whatever coming through on our platforms or whatever. But we're not gonna take the mask off. We're not. None of us are. I'm not. And I don't think that that's wrong. But yeah, so like there's always going to be more than what any one of us shows online. That's life. That even if it wasn't online, even if we're like out in a restaurant, that's the case. You know what I mean? You put your best face when you're when you're out in public. Online's no different. If this bothers you, literally unfollow. But this isn't a vendetta. This is about truth. This is about righting the wrong I made. Okay, well, you supported him, you regretted that, you realized you shouldn't, and then you stopped supporting him. You already righted that wrong. You're just creating more wrongs now. This is about ensuring that the public knows that this felonious unaliver knows she got away with it and she thinks she is untouchable. She went to prison for 9 years. You can argue and sit here and say, you know, I don't think that that was an adequate sentence. And you may be right. I'm not here to argue that, whatever. But you can't sit here and say that she got away with it if she went to jail or prison for 9 years. That's literally the opposite of getting away with it. Okay? And it's also clearly not being untouchable. I feel like there's too many negatives in that, but you get the point. Oh, and the baby, Christy already told me that she knows that CPS will most likely be involved because Gypsy is unfit to be a mother. Now, I remember her talking about this. It was in a post. She even shared the screenshots of the discussion, or she shared them verbatim, one or the other. That's not the context of that discussion, from what I recall, because I paid attention, because I thought that that's where she was going with this. But in actuality, she had made a comment to Christy about something like, people are going to call CPS because people are unhappy with her. So you expect, bullshit calls to CPS or whatever. What Christy said was, I already expected that. I already know the CPS is going to be, around. So what Christy's copying to is that I already know to expect that people on the internet are going to make calls and to expect this bullshit. That's what she's saying. She at no point, according to the conversation that Katie herself reiterated, at no point did she sit there and say, I know CPS will be involved because Gypsy's going to be such a shit mother. That was nowhere near the subject of the conversation from what was shown. But now all of a sudden, now that's the case. Well, let's see the screenshot to that. Let's see the quotes, whatever. Let's see the conversation that displays this as being the cause for her having said that. Because that would be the first time. This girl has a very short fuse and it is not pretty or safe for kids. Her mother was a grown adult. It was, I'm sorry. Yeah. Chances are, if you're capable of doing that in an adult, you shouldn't be around anyone, let alone, adult or kids. But she has a short fuse. I mean, nothing in her past shows that she's likely to do anything to any kids. But yeah, I could see maybe just watching from afar for signs. I can see that. Stop glorifying criminals. $5 years, by her own admittance. 5 years. Katie Joy has been a mouthpiece for this family, for Gypsy. 5 years. And now she wants to tell you to stop glorifying criminals. Like, most people on social media, I don't even think would be talking about her, really, if it wasn't for this bullshit. But I digress. How about you first? Okay? Seriously, whatever. Gypsy is not the victim in her crime. Her victim isn't here to even defend herself, and her other victim is rotting away in prison. When I saw these comments by her, I was completely disgusted. This is not what I signed for at all. But it was, though. It was, because you yourself have already admitted that she used the R word in private conversation with you before. And you kept entering into private conversations with her. So clearly you were kind of signing on to it, or at least not signing off anyway. You were not signing off of it. So that's a bunch of bullshit right there. And here's the thing that I find so abhorrent with this post is that she doesn't really firmly believe or feel that she's any kind of advocate for any of these people or causes that she's listed here in this post. She doesn't really believe that she's an advocate for autism or for for autism or for murder victims or for her kid. You know, because she's using all these things were there for the past 5 years. Okay. All these things, especially for the past year, all these things were there. But they weren't a concern for her then. Only now that she feels like she's losing some footing here, is this a concern for her. Because she gets to use it and utilize it and exploit it. She'll advocate for it, but only if she can get something out of it. Anyway. So in the comments, there's some interesting comments though. So here they're talking about the kid, the Gypsy's baby. And she says, honestly, the child would be best adopted to a family not related to any of them. The whole group is toxic. So she doesn't think that anyone in this family should be allowed to raise their offspring. I mean, that just seems crazy to me. I mean, you can sit there and you can look at a family and think, Jesus Christ, it's whatever. But to feel like you should or you have a right or anyone has a right in which to take that experience, that fundamental human experience away from anyone, especially over such little things like, like disagreeing with social media or whatever. It's just, I feel like we kind of went down that road with eugenics in a way, or the sterilization programs or whatever. And I feel like this is what she's kind of tiptoeing around right now. And that bothers me. So what's the point in all this? I'm asking, you were friends with this family. You were friends with her family for years. That's another thing too. Wait for that to airdrop. Okay. Literally read the caption. LOL. I don't know about people sometimes. The other day someone was defending her and actually said, "What did Gypsy lie about?" I ran out of the room trying to list them all. The people who are defending actually tell the people who aren't to educate themselves about the case. And you can explain it 100 times. And they don't get that Dee Dee was not making Gypsy sick. Here's the thing. I don't think anyone really gets any of it because none of us were there. I think that there's good evidence to show that, something was fucking going on, no doubt. To what extent, I don't know. But it was abuse, in my opinion. It was. It just was. Why is that taking so long? They're like 2 10-minute or 10-second clips. Someone says, is that, and meaning the comment here, is that even her saying that though? There's so many fake accounts under her name that appear to be the real her, but are not. And Katie says, no, that's her. That's really her. I remember when Gypsy made a post stating she wanted to be an advocate for others regarding Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Yet she has done absolutely nothing that I have ever seen. All her posts and lives are all about her, makeup, relationship, etc. What happened to her being an advocate? She changed her mind. She can, you know. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. You can give your opinion on it like you are. I get that. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. To be honest, who would want her as an advocate now that they have seen her and how she acts out of prison? See, that kind of annoys me. So, like, really? So your problem then isn't with the fact that she unalived her mother, or that she's an ex-con, or she committed a felony, whatever. That's not your problem. Your problem is that she hasn't lived up to whatever purity test you have attempted to apply to her since prison. That's your problem. I don't know. That seems hypocritical to me. I don't know. She's done nothing to advocate because she was never abused like she claims. Okay. Thank you for speaking the truth. Charles Manson did not kill anyone, but he surely stay in jail for sending threats to sending others to do his job. Should be the same with Gypsy. That's crazy. You're trying to say that she's Charles Manson. Okay. That's insane to me. Okay, this one caught my attention too. I thought this was interesting. So someone says, Katie, do you ever speak to Maya about the strange dynamic between Gypsy and Christy? Katie says, never. So then this person says, I was just curious. I know they have to hate this attention she's getting. Katie says, they know how Christy treats Gypsy, and they can't stand Gypsy's behavior. This very, very smart person follows this up with, wait, you spoke to them? Sorry, I thought you said you didn't speak to them, but you said they have how Christy, or they hate how Christy treats Gypsy. Wait a minute, you just said that you didn't talk to her about this stuff, but you know exactly how she feels about it? How do you know that if you haven't talked to her? Mm-hmm. Yep. She might be blocked soon. And then this person says, I thought the same thing, but Christy told her she knows CPS will take the baby because Gypsy is unfit. No one said anything that anyone knows anyone's taking anything. Like, where? See, but this is what Katie does though, when she puts out the bullshit information, when she tries to frame it, present it in a way that is not accurate, that is not depictive of what actually was being said and discussed. That's just what happens. People take that and then they themselves run with it. And then before you know it, people are talking about how CPS is going to be picking up this baby any damn day now. And she's not even freaking 8 months pregnant yet, you know? And also, too, I don't know if it was Katie or if it was another person I read a comment someone saying like CPS was already involved or some shit like that. I do think it's possible that CPS may get involved if it's very late in the term and someone's doing some really, dangerous and risky behavior or taking drugs or whatever that can really put that unborn child at risk. Sure. But they're not going to get involved now. I mean, what is she, like 15, 16 weeks or something? Like, she's not even halfway through yet. CPS is not going to be involved now. Like, not even in, like, the whole, like, anti-abortion states, I don't think. Right, and I noticed one other thing, too. I wanted to... I haven't watched the video she put out, but the title, it's only 3 hours old. I haven't watched it. But I can't believe the fucking title. It plays on exactly what I was just talking about. So, here's the title. Exclusive. Gypsy Rose Blanchard might lose custody after birth of baby. Family concerned over this. What? I mean, come on. I mean, sure, it may happen, but why would they be considering that at this point in time? It's not. She's full of shit. She's making this all up. She's either got someone feeding her a bunch of bullshit like Clark Swanson, or she's has an anonymous source emailing her that's totally not her, by the way, like with Todd Chrisley. Okay. I don't know, but this is such bullshit. And think about how crazy it is too, that she's going to these extremes or whatever. In my opinion, she's going to these extremes because she's just mad at them. That's the bizarrest thing to me. All right, I'm going to head on over to chat. Right. All right. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Grouchy. You got booted? I didn't boot you. I'm sorry. Hi, Sunny D. Hi, Susie. And I understand too that there would be people in the chat who disagree with my opinion on things, and that's fine. You're more than welcome to disagree. You're more than welcome to be here and disagree. I'm not going to kick anyone out for disagreeing. I just ask that you kindly give the same respect to other people who might disagree with you. Just agree to disagree. It's not hard, I don't think. Oh, people are getting kicked out of the live or whatever? I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess YouTube did something. I couldn't even pull up my shit there for a little while. And the AdSense was late today. Don't know your opinions. YouTube keeps cutting me off. I'm sorry. Honestly, when it comes to Gypsy, I don't really have an opinion. I'm only of the opinion that she paid her debt. And the thing is it's not our damage. She doesn't owe anyone anything. She doesn't owe anyone any promises, any explanations, any remorse. She doesn't owe anyone anything. The only people that she had created damages with are the loved ones of Dee Dee and the people of her immediate community. And they dealt with her. The law dealt with her. The court dealt with her. She was given a sentence and she served that sentence. So I feel like her obligations there are pretty much done. Yeah, the parole still goes on for a little bit longer, but after that, that's over. People have every right to disagree and say she should have gotten more time. I don't think that that's right. That's great. I get that. But it's when people like Katie, for example, are encouraging people to reach out to the parole officer, or not even that, the parole board, because trying to contact the parole officer, it wasn't doing anything. She wasn't hearing back. So then she was saying, no, you have to contact the parole board. It's when people start going to that extreme. That's when I have a problem with it. That's it. A Temu ad? Oh, that's bullshit. I fucking hate. Dude, I shop on Temu. I don't even care, but I can't stand their ads. They drive me nuts. Even the ads, like the offers they keep giving you when you're in the app, like I almost want to exit the app and when that comes out, because you can't escape it. It's like, dude, I'm here willing to give you my money. At least let me do it in a way that I want to do it. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, that's my opinion. I hope she's a good mom, because that's what that kid deserves. That's what I hope for. I hope that this kid doesn't know any of the bullshit that either Gypsy or even Dee Dee knew growing up. I hope that, like we all strive to do, that Gypsy herself tries to make a better living situation for the next generation than what she herself lived with. That's what I hope for. And I don't mean like the bare minimum better by just like, not having the mother get killed. I mean, I'm sorry. That was an asshole thing to say. But no, seriously, I don't mean like the bare minimum better. I mean like decently better, KJ's haunting the stream. She could be. I don't know. Maybe it's the ghost of litigation crystal ball. Yeah, I think shit's about to get good. I don't even mean with 7M, but I think that's going to happen too. Which reminds me, I better order some more popcorn from Kay. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up though now. It's 10 o'clock and I actually want to go and hang out with some people in my family here. And this way no one has to get kicked out anymore. But thanks for being here, everyone. And I will see you guys. I don't even know my schedule. Oh, no, that's right. I want to show those clips too. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'll do that. Well, I might stream tomorrow afternoon. I might. It'll be like mid-afternoon, though. I'm not sold on this other baby that's being claimed. Oh, from Katie? I'm not either. I'm not. I mean, I heard what she said. And yeah, it totally sounds like that. It sounds like she fucked up and she inadvertently admitted to having been pregnant before at least. And that may be the case, but I look at it this way. For whatever reason, if that's the case, for whatever reason that pregnancy did not produce a child, I'm not about to go bringing that shit up. I don't want, nope. That's her shit. I'm not going to bring it up. I don't need to know. I don't care to know. Whatever. Whether it was the result of that pregnancy was by choice or by nature, whatever, it's not something I care to bring up or I'd care to even know about. Because I don't think that there is in fact another kid. I don't think that either one of them would have been able to keep that shit hidden. That would have gotten out. I really think that. I mean, people can't keep secrets for shit. None of us can really. I feel like that would have gotten out. Someone would have known and someone would have revealed that. All the people from her past or whatever who have come forward through the subreddit and given interviews or spoken with people or joined or whatever, I really feel like that's something that would have gotten out. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. But it does sound like she was copping to having had a pregnancy before, in which case I don't care to know about it. Because I don't think it produced a child, and I don't want to know. So that's where I'm at with that. That's all. Oh, it's right there. Stupid clips I want to play. Just another example of her being full of shit, really. Okay, good. They saved us MP4s. And then let me pull this one up. Okay, so the first thing here I'm going to be playing is a clip from one of her TikToks.
So if you're going to ask yourself, yes, Christy reached out to me years ago.
Now, I want to...
7, yes, Christy reached out to me. So if you're going to ask...
So it says here, so Christy reached out to you? And she says, yes. Yes, you
ask yourself, yes, Christy reached out to me years ago. 7M, Dancing for the Devil.
Okay, she reached out to you several years, because that's not what you said before. It's not. Or anything of the sort. If Gypsy spoke Spanish, maybe This is an older stream, I think. Yeah.
Someone could ask you a question or two. Many are asking why I stopped defending.
Oh no, this the stream I'm doing tonight, I actually recorded. I was gonna upload it, but I decided not to. That might be this.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I want to be clear that I made contact with Christy years ago because my son is medically complex.
I made contact with Christy years ago, but yet to TikTok, yes, Christy reached out to me years ago. Just another one of many examples of the inconsistencies and the retelling of events, in my opinion. Okay, on that note, I am going to wrap this up now. Where's the chat? Okay, so on that note, I'm gonna take off. Thank you, and I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow. If I do, it was going to be early afternoon, mid-afternoon, but won't be any later than that because I have to work. So, I don't know, maybe I'll see you guys.